If you guys own a GoPro Hero 13, I'm sure you know there's some really cool lenses available for it. In this video, I just want to give you guys a quick comparison of the 3 lenses available for the GoPro Hero 13 Black. I'm going to show you the GoPro Hero 13 Anamorphic Lens, the Hero 13 Macro Lens, and also the ultra wide lens mod for the GoPro Hero 13. So let's check out a comparison and see if one of these lenses is going to help you get better footage and which one is going to be the right one for you. These are the 3 different HB series lenses. If you don't know about the HB series lenses, each of these lenses is an additional lens that you can take and you can actually unscrew the lens cover that goes over your regular lens and just screw on this new lens. It's got this little lens sensor inside the camera here, so it'll actually tell the camera that that lens is on there and give you a specific set of settings for that lens. Makes it a lot easier to switch between lenses, and you can switch between these lenses when you want to capture different types of shots or for different purposes, which is why there's a few different ones. Each one kind of has a specific purpose, so I think it's really important that I show you what each of these lenses does and how those shots are going to look with each of the lenses. GoPro also makes the HB ND filters, but I'm not going to talk about those in this video because they're just a little different. They're not actually a lens, they're more of a filter, whereas these actually change the overall look of your shots. The footage that you're going to capture with your Hero 13 is going to look a lot different, whether you're using that anamorphic lens, which is shown here, or if you've got your ultra wide lens mod on there for an ultra wide angle, or you have this macro lens. As you can see, those 3 shots of the same subject look a lot different. First, let's check out the ultra wide lens mod, because I think that's the most universal lens that most of you guys will want to use, because the Hero 13 is an action cam, and this lens really caters to those action cam style shots. The ultra wide lens mod is this super wide angle lens, so it's wider angle than the traditional lens that's here on your camera. One of the biggest benefits of using this lens is you're going to get a wider field of view, and you've also got really good horizon leveling. So you can record a super wide angle shot and still have horizon leveling, whereas when you use the regular lens on the Hero 13, you have to use a tighter lens to get that full horizon lock. Whereas this ultra wide lens mod, you can go super wide, so you get those really wide perspectives. Say you're running through a forest or you're riding your bike and you want to see everything that's close to you. You can still have that horizon lock, which looks really cool and makes it look really cinematic. It also has great stabilization. So this is a really good kind of action lens. If you want to get out there and make your scenes look faster, like if you're running, it's going to make your shots look faster because of that ultra wide perspective. One of the downsides is even though it's waterproof, you don't want to use it in the water. Water drops don't come off that lens very easy. And also the shots underwater will not be in focus because of that curvature of the lens. So if you are planning on filming a lot underwater, that's not going to be a good lens for you. But if you are filming on top of the water and you can keep those water drops off of there, you can get that extra wide perspective using the ultra wide lens mod. The next lens that I want to show you is definitely not the most popular one, but it does have some really cool cinematic looks, and that's the Anamorphic Lens mod. You'll see this cool little shape, it's on the camera here, and what that does is it creates some really cool light flares. If you have your camera pointed towards the sun, it's going to create the cinematic light effect. It also records in a 21:9 aspect ratio, so when you put this lens on here, it's going to give you that super wide screen, like a movie type aspect ratio. So most people don't like to film in that, but the settings on the camera when you have this lens installed is a 21:9 aspect ratio. So if you want to make a movie that looks like a cinematic movie that's going to be in a theater, for example, you can use this lens and it's going to come out of the camera straight with that aspect ratio. However, if you're going to use it for any other shots, you're going to want to de-squeeze it and make it fit to a 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio at least. Now, because you get those lens flare effects, sometimes the stabilization will make those kind of move, whereas you wouldn't want them to move. So you might want to record it more on stationary shots. To get those lens flares, it needs to be pointing towards the sun. So it's only going to really work in like golden hour when that light's low. It's kind of a tricky lens to use, but you can definitely get some unique shots with it. For most people, it's probably not going to be the most useful lens because of that 21:9 aspect ratio, and because it's really just more of a cinematic shot. It's going to give you more of that movie style look, but not everybody's really going for that because, you know, on YouTube mostly it's widescreen or vertical videos for Instagram, for example. And the third lens that I want to show you guys is the macro lens. This is the GoPro Hero 13 with a macro lens on it. A macro lens allows you to focus much closer to your subject. And what's really cool about this lens is it actually has a focus ring on it. So you can change the focus from super close, say you're about this close to your subject, to infinity. So if you want to film far off subjects, you can also do that. It just takes you actually rotating the dial to change the focus. So it's a little bit hard to see on the screen what's in focus, but they do have some settings you can use that's going to show you on the screen what is in focus. It's going to help you like dial that ring to get just the right focus for your shots. The main reason I really love this lens though is because it's going to make your shots look different than your other GoPro shots. When the lens is close to your subject, for example, you can focus there and you're gonna have a blurred out background. Whereas with all the other shots on a Hero 13, everything in the distance is in focus, but the things super close are not gonna be in focus. So it's great. It's easy to film with your regular lens because everything is in focus. But this one just gives you that little artistic flair. You can focus up close on a tree stump, for example, and in this shot, the ocean's blurred in the background. And then you can actually change that focus to bring something else into focus that's in the distance. The macro lens is actually much more cinematic than you would think. And it's not even just for filming close-ups of flowers. It's a really cool shot to be able to change the focus on a GoPro. And the video quality on the Hero 13 is amazing. So to be able to get that change of focus is really one of my favorite features of this macro lens. The only drawback I really find with the macro lens is that you have to focus on this back screen. And sometimes that screen can be hard to see, especially in bright light. You kind of get to know where the focus range is gonna be with this lens, but it can be a little bit tricky to use in that scenario. And if you guys are still learning about the Hero 13 and all of the different lenses and the features of this camera, I have a great book that's got everything you need to know about the Hero 13 for creating amazing content. I've really put my heart and soul into making this helpful for you guys, and that's why I put all of my energy into it so that you guys can really get all the tips and tricks you need to create that amazing content. So check that out in the link below, and I know you'll find it really helpful. As far as cost goes, all of these lenses are kind of pricey. If you are a GoPro subscriber, you get a discount, but they're gonna cost you at least $100 for any of these lenses. I hope you guys found that really helpful, and if you wanna see more videos about your Hero 13 and other action cameras, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have fun out there GoProing.